Okay, injury-wise, Ryan Henderson still out with a concussion. Think he'll be cleared pretty soon. Dion Bailey still limited, but did some things. Khalid Holmes out still, and we expect him back pretty soon. Jesse Scroggins still out. Buck Allen's still out. George Farmer did some stuff on the side. Hope for him to be back late in the week. Xavier Grimble's still out, same thing, late in the week. Junior Palme had a death in the family, was not here. And during practice, Drew McAllister and Marquise Simmons came out. Marquise with the shoulder and Drew with his hand, so they're getting x-rays.
Turn around that tailback. What was the thought process in that?
Just really having a week of sitting around and thinking what our team needs, and this is the time to try it. And it may not work at all, but he is. As you go back and look at our testing and studying height, weight, speed, he would be one of our best guys on our whole team. And he does. For a guy that's 230 pounds, ran 4.5 electronic. He's one of the top guys on our whole team, regardless of position. So just something that we're just sitting around thinking that we don't have that right now. And so if he can give us that, that would be great. He can just go back. He played really great on defense actually Saturday, but he just sitting there behind Dion. And so we told him this week, he was excited about it. I wasn't going to do it if it wasn't something he wanted to talk to him. He was ready for it. He kind of been thinking about it himself, so we'll see.
Was the physicality of the way his style of play, was that taken into account?
Yeah, he's an aggressive player, but he gives you a big guy that can run really fast. And that's unusual to find guys that his testing doesn't happen very much. It doesn't mean that he can play running back, but we'll see. And if it works out, we get ourselves something we don't have right now. If it doesn't, we'll go back.
Are you going to do this for 1 week and then assess where you are, or what's kind of
the initial plan is to go through a week, because it wouldn't do any good for a day. Go through a Tuesday, Thursday, and a scrimmage Saturday, and see where we're at. If we're somewhere in the middle, keep going, and if one way or the other, go whatever direction that is.
He said he was pleasantly surprised. Were you pleasantly surprised today with his? Trey said he was kind of pleasantly surprised how that he did pretty well. How he did today.
Okay.
How are you?
Yeah, we didn't get to see a whole lot because by the time we kind of got to some of the team, he was gone. Some was spread out running, so it's hard for a guy the first day, especially in spread out running stuff, to know what to do. But you did see things in individual and things early in practice where you could see that he does have the burst you would need. He does have the speed and power that you would need. And he does have good hands. We've known that all along. He's a very good athlete, so maybe it'll work.
So Robert said he's going to be out for the rest of spring?
Yeah, after continuing evaluations of Robert, we thought he would be almost full strength by now, doing everything. And he's kind of had a setback. It's not healing as fast, and so our doctors recommend that we really sit him to make sure that it heals, because we were running him on the side so much and just doing some individual that it wasn't really healing. So let's see if we can get the thing completely healed and get that limp out of there so it can be full speed.
And are you kind of okay with that in the big picture of things?
Sure, yeah. Obviously the last thing we want, and really watching him, I kind of champion this thing, watching him, and he still has limping around, and our whole thing was, we did this as obviously to get this fixed, so we didn't have to go through that last season where he practice almost every week towards the end of the week. So we have to get it right no matter what that is, no matter how much time that is, to make sure that we don't have to go through that again.
Are any of those guys who've been running track going to be at the track meet on Saturday?
Yeah, we're still discussing that, but I do think that Marquise and Tony are jumping for sure, and Nikel is as well. So I think they are. I don't think DJ's going to, but I think their part's early enough where they're going to go and then come meet us over there partway through.
Coach, even though Robert can't be on the field, how beneficial is he to some of those younger guys just in terms of route running and technique?
Yeah, I think that helps a little bit. It gets a little bit overrated. That's why we hire coaches, to teach us stuff. But he can help them a little bit because he does have obviously great experience, and he really has really good body control within his routes and knowing the systems. Really, guys help more sometimes with relaying information that sometimes young kids can't get from coaches, where he's on the same level. So hey, this is really an easier way to kind of memorize this stuff. So he kind of helps more in that way with guys like Victor.
You switched the tackles some today. Is that also something you're going to look at for a week and see how it goes?
Yeah, kind of similar situation. So it's spring, it's early, and let's see what it looks like. Went through 3 days the other way, and let's go through 3 days this way and then assess it and see where we're at. And it wasn't out of poor performance by Kevin. It was just out of, let's just see what it looks like. And obviously Kevin towards the end of the year started playing really well at right. So we'll just adjust and then we'll look at the same thing again by next Sunday and figure the same thing out.
When you looked at the film of the first week, any one or two players who jumped out at you?
George Uku's playing really well, except for he had too many loafs Saturday, and so we actually benched him for the second team one day today to make a point. But has flashed, and played really well. George Farmer early before the injury. Things Marquise Lee shows up all the time. Hayes missed 2 tackles in the scrimmage, but outside of that, over 4 days now, has done really well, and really is kind of emerging as a leader. And I think as you go to the secondary, Isaiah Wiley's playing much better than he was, last year. And Brian Bachman flashed Saturday too. So that's just off the top of my head.
Did you hear that Eric Carlisle had suffered a broken leg?
I did. Yeah, very unfortunate. We're happy for him that he got cleared to play this year. So the guy can do the same thing. Our guy gets cleared too, but unfortunate. But at least happened early enough where he can be back from that.
Is Josh Shaw going to be able to practice anytime soon?
Yeah, Josh he did something with a rib somehow in lifting to where they didn't think it was a big deal initially, and they tested it. Now they think he'll actually be out for a while, where he can't hit right now. So that's nothing to do with NCAA. That's just really he can't go out here. We're still waiting for a word on his appeal for next year.
You have any timetable on that at all? Did they give you any kind of?
No.
So he wouldn't practice this spring anyway, you don't think?
Well, he would have. This is all injury related.
I mean, with the
Oh, I don't know. Towards the end of it, hopefully.
How pleased were you with today after having a whole week off?
Well, I think conditioning-wise, they look pretty good. We ran them yesterday, coming back a little bit, and they came back in really good shape. And for all that we know, there were no issues, off-field issues, which you're always scared of during a spring break week. So we're going to do well.
What have you thought of the backup quarterbacks so far? First week?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Jesse's out. And Max and Cody are doing really well. Sometimes it's hard to evaluate till you get to the scrimmage situations. But I think they're both doing really good things.
You mentioned Hayes as a standout player on defense. What have you seen? What kind of improvements have you seen so far from him compared to last year?
Well, he was playing really good down the stretch. He ended up tied for the lead in tackles as a freshman on our team. But he just he understands the system more now. Obviously, going into another year of experience and at his position, he's a leader and he's very aggressive.